Also, over the past few months, IdeaStream's been working on a series called Our Land, a conversation about community policing in Cleveland. Tony Ganzer, the afternoon host of 90.3 WCPN's All Things Considered, is spearheading that effort. Let's move past Nick, get over to Tony in the corner there. Welcome back to Ideas.
Hi, Rick.
Remind us first off, though, what this series is.
Yeah, the series really is going into the community, talking to a diverse spectrum of Clevelanders and finding out what they think community policing should be. As a part of the consent decree, community policing is supposed to be a focus. But depending on who you talk to, the definition of what community policing is changes. So I wanted to find out what are some of those ideas. So we're asking all people in these interviews and features the same questions to start. What should community policing look like in your view, and how far are we away from it? And the conversations go in many different directions after that.
This morning Nick was hosting Not All Things Considered, that's what you do. He was hosting Morning Edition, and we had the latest installment. Just bring people up to date with what you had today.
Yeah, today we heard from Ellis Johnson Jr. He's a commander of the Cleveland Police Department. He actually heads the community policing unit. And he talked about how their focus is also customer service. It's how they deal with the public, and they totally understand that. They can police very well. They can write tickets, they can do arrests, all those things, but what they need officers to focus on is how they treat the public. At the same time, he said, nobody should paint the department with a broad brush and say just because there are some bad incidents doesn't mean the entire department is bad or every officer is that way.
You met with some other community folks this week, and I gather you brought some tape along?
That's right. Yeah, we did. We went to the central neighborhood, and the first clip, we spoke to a mother of 7, and she has said that her children now are immune to the sound of gunfire.
When we first came here, we heard gunshots. They ran in the house. Now they hear a gunshot. I have to push them in the house. Come on, let's go, because they've gotten used to it. When we first came here, the gunshots at night will wake them up out their sleep. Now they sleep through it. So it's become like they're immune to it. It doesn't really bother them. It doesn't faze them, and that's not good. That's really not good. And then the amount of gunfire that you hear is like a war zone.
Someone else we spoke to, he is a young man who actually denied the existence of gangs. Here's what he had to say.
Ain't no such thing in Cleveland, Ohio as gangs. I don't know where this is coming from. They just trying to put a label on us as gangs. We never been no gang. Never. I never heard nobody ever say, I'm a Crip, I'm a Blood. And I've been in Cleveland all my life, for real. You probably got people who made up or know people who was in the gang and, you know, them your people. So, of course, you going to be, you know what I'm saying, claiming whatever your people's claiming.
We also heard from somebody who said that there's always focus on the east side when we talk about crime, but he said this is not just an east side or a west side thing. He said we need to think about the community as a whole.
Cleveland has turned into murder city. It's turned into murder city, and it's just not an east side thing. No. Because the neighborhood that I played a part in was on the west side of Cleveland. And this was a concrete jungle right down the street from the West Side Market where everybody came and got fresh produce and meats. You see what I'm saying? I know that us three come from different neighborhoods, but we can sit up here on this platform and we can have a conversation with you, and there's no problems between us. There's love and family and camaraderie between us to come together for this common cause to be able to bring about a change. And if there's not a solution, if something's not done, it's coming to the surrounding suburbs and other neighborhoods out there if we don't come together and find a solution to resolve this issue.
I want to go back to that one comment. There are no gangs. What, we're just friends?
I don't know exactly what we were dealing with there, whether it was a semantic difference. He said that, you know, you have a neighborhood, you have friends who you grow up with, you have people you look out for. Some people might define that as a gang, but in his view, gangs are something like Bloods or Crips, these huge establishments, criminal enterprises. But he said in Cleveland, as we heard, there's no such thing as gangs.
Okay. Tony Ganzer, Nick Costell from IdeaStream. Thank you both. Appreciate that.
Thanks.
Well, to see and hear more of Nick and Tony's reporting on community policing issues, please visit our website. That's ideas.wviz.org.